I forgot to press the button. Whoa. We're on. We're on. Usually I give you guys like a 5-minute warning. That's my bad. So, if people aren't here till late, totally my fault. I like the 5-minute warning because my goal for that was so that you guys would eventually start talking to each other. And I even had like an on-screen like chat for y'all. And it never really took off because I was afraid that people would start writing bad words on it. So I was like, oh no, not doing that crap. What up, Jace? How you doing, man? Let me see. What is there to talk about today? We got Thursday practice in open gym. All right, open gym it's a frustrating time. All right, I think with life and basketball and everything else in between, you tend to want things to go your way so often that you just get more and more. You want more and more levels of perfection after a while. You're like, hey, I want everything to go perfect. And then when they go pretty good, you're like, no, better than that. And then better than that hits, and you're like, no, better than that, right? And that's not a bad thing to want like better and better and better. But we tend to only focus on the negatives. And what I mean is this: take all our aspects of basketball, and there are frustrations in every aspect. None of them are just like totally fun. All right, when you play with your friends at school, you're just like joking around. All right, you're like you might be thinking, man, these kids suck sometimes. I wish that they were better. Or you're thinking, no one passes the ball. Or you're thinking like, okay, this isn't making me better at basketball. You could be thinking a number of things, but you are having fun. And when we have our workouts, we're getting better, but sometimes I'm like running you guys. I'll frustrate you guys on purpose even, and it's not ideal. Then during practices, you're like, oh man, this is like slow maybe, or maybe that play was confusing. Can we work more on that? So it's never gonna be perfect. And then even for open gyms, during all the other times you were just like, can we just play? Can we just play? Can we just play? Well, then open gym you can play. And then you're like, oh, he's not passing the ball. Oh, my team sucks. Like it's never going to be perfect. And even the games that we all long to play, well, the coach may not play you exactly right. The other team may be too good. Your teammates may not be passing to you again, right? And there's all these things that can happen. You can't do that. You can't do that to yourself. There are 100 different things that happen during any given basketball game, training, open gym. There are 100 different things that happen. There's only 3 or 4 bad things that happen. You can't think about those bad things because while you're running out there not getting the ball, you're also getting more in shape. While you're running out there not getting the ball, you can also practice your rebounds. While you're running out there getting the ball, you're at least playing the sport. You're learning how to speak up for yourself. You're learning all these other things. You get to play defense. If you love defense, if you don't love defense, that's your own fault. So start seeing things in the light that they are instead of just in the negative light. There's always going to be enough bad things for you to be like pissed off about. Ignore those things. I mean, you don't have to ignore like the bad parts of your game. You can work on those, but ignore the disadvantages that you have. Ignore the negatives that will happen to you inevitably in life. All right, just focus on the good and make the good great, and then make the great even greater. All right, that's my pre-game talk. Now let's start the actual game. I got. Please check in if you're here in the comment section so that I know that you're here. The quote of the day is live life to the fullest. All right, that's kind of what I was just talking about as per normal. All right, you can't just sleep your way through life. You can't just be a sheep. You shouldn't, at least. You can do those things, but you shouldn't. All right, you must live your life to the absolute fullest, which means every day take every ounce of life that you can. And I struggle at this all the time. All right, make every single second like matter. Make every single second count. All right, don't take any day for granted because you may not have tomorrow. That's living life to the fullest and taking care of your passions, the things that you care about the most. You must do those things. You owe it to yourself to do those things. That's how you live life to the fullest. All right, not focusing on the negative. All right, that's how you live life to the fullest. So make sure that you're doing that. So for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th day of the week, this Thursday, the 5-word quote of the day is live life to the fullest. Let's go with our story of the day. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Watch it. The question I ask myself every day is, am I doing the most important thing that I could be doing? All these stories like match up. It's crazy. Are you doing the most important thing that you should be doing? I believe that quote is by Martin Luther King. If it's not, I'm sorry. Don't quote me on that quote. All right, but yes, you have to ask yourself, are you doing the most important thing that you can be doing? And you know what? Basketball is not that important. Lives are important, things like that. But, making yourself happy in life is pretty darn important. Going after your passion in life, so that, especially when you're young, is very, very important. Not just to yourself, but for the whole world. Because if you're passionate about something and you can respect that passion and gain more through life by following that passion, you can teach others to do so as well, and you will just be a happier human being. And mixing all that in with the actual world makes the world a better place. So definitely, this is important. All right, we wouldn't be doing it if it weren't. Your parents wouldn't be willing to spend so much money if it weren't. We're not all trying to make the NBA. Now that's not why your parents are letting you do this. They're letting you do this because this impacts the world in such a positive way. Without sports, we wouldn't have an outlet for certain things. Without sports, we wouldn't have certain camaraderies. Without sports, we wouldn't be able to explore ourselves, to improve ourselves. All right, so yeah, man, are you doing the most important thing that you can be doing? And ask yourself that just for the basketball realm. You don't have to worry about the whole world right now, but if your goal is to make D1 or the pros, today, did you do the most important thing? Right now, are you doing the most important thing that you can be doing for that specific goal? All right? And if you constantly think that, you put yourself in the best possible position. All right? Let's start with our first side quest of the day. All right? Did you know that the Pistons are the first team in NBA history to triple their win total from the previous season? What a turnaround for Detroit. Triple. Okay, I think this is kind of like less of a positive and more of a really bad on how they were last year. But it is still something to improve. And this is what I talk about all the time with you guys, is when you suck and you're just beginning, every little stride is amazing. Once you get better, and heads up, once you get really, really good, the improvement will be less because you have less to improve. So you'll see less improvement because you're so good. All right, it's almost like adding trees to the forest. All right, if you have one tree and I was like, hey, take care of this tree, that would be an enormous undertaking. Then one day I was like, nope, take care of these 3 trees. You'd be like, what? I was just taking care of one tree. But then they keep growing and growing and growing, more and more and more, and then you have 1,000 trees. Then I add 2 trees to the mix. You won't even care at that point. You'd be like, what's 2 to 1,000? Wait, what's 5 to 1,000? All right, that's how getting better is. So yes, the Detroit Pistons were so bad last year. They only won. How many games did they win last year? Let me check that out real quick. All right, Pistons, 2004, 2005. Wait, no, 2020. Oh my God, 2004. No, 2024. I went back in the past. Their record this year, 44-38. Their record last year, let's see what that was. Last year was 14-68. Oh my! So they went from 14 wins to 44 wins. That is more than triple. That is crazy. Yeah, that's a heck of a turnaround. You know what? I do give them a ton of credit. All right, because when you're losing games and you feel like you're on the bottom, even if you're a pro, that crap is hard. All right. Before I switched colleges to St. Mary's, they only won 2 games one year. All right, and I asked the kids on that team. I was like, "How was it?" They're like, "It was horrible. We all pretended that we were like baseball or football players." And they said that they wouldn't wear their gear around campus. It was just like beating them up every single day, that they couldn't win more than 2 games out of 30 or whatever it was. Then we won 9 games. When I was official on the team, we won 17. Then we won 29. And just in that 4-year span, we went from 2 to 29. Now, that was a whole new course of players, of course. So it was great recruiting, especially with yours truly, huh? To turn something around like that, it takes grit, it takes integrity, it takes a lot of hard work, and you got to give them props for this. So no matter where you guys start off, understand that with positivity and hard work and just being tough as all hell, it helps. And that's the Detroit Pistons. All right. I hope that they have a chance to win a series too, man. That would be really, really cool, because those guys are all young. They all have enormous futures. So we'll see where it goes from here. Let's see where we're going to go from here. We got our open gym today. All right, half court shots. Should I let us shoot that? Maybe. We're at a smaller gym, but possibly. All right, 0 to 2 dribbles, 5 arc spots. That's how you want to play the game. You don't want to over dribble, so we're definitely going to do that game. 5-on-5 cutthroat, then 3-man weave, 1-on-1 alley, 4-on-3 scramble, patience 0, 50, 100. Funny thing is, we're at Stellar, and the last time that we did this exact workout was at Stellar. So I remember doing the 4-on-3 scramble. I remember doing every single part of this. So we're gonna do it, but we're gonna talk about this one first, though. Okay, the patience. All right, 0, 50, 100. It's it's our percent of how much patience that we need to have. And if we get a whole team, which we have yet to get a whole team doing this, we can take advantage of it. All right, so I believe the 5th through 7th graders play against a younger team this weekend. All right, I'm going to let you guys fully take advantage of this 0, 50, 100 rule. All right, the first time that you touch the ball, you never shoot it. Second time, 50%. What's up, Weston? Third time, 100%. And it's not just shooting. The first time that you touch the ball, you shouldn't shoot it, you shouldn't drive, and you shouldn't pass the ball for assist. You should just swing the ball normally. The second time, you should do one of those 3 things 50% of the time. The third time, 100% of the time, either shoot it, drive it, or throw the ball for an assist. And you can break this rule 5 times in a game. If you go 3 for 5, like if it was a successful drive to the basket to score, or a successful shot, or a successful assist, that counts as 1. And if you go 3 for 5, you get 5 more. If you don't, your decision-making skills suck. All right? So you have to know when you want to drive. You have to be sure when you want to shoot. All right? And otherwise, pass the ball. And I'm not asking you to pass the ball a million times. 50% of the time, you can just pass it once and just get it back and jack it up. All right? The second time that you touch it, 50% of the time. The third time, you can pass that around 3 times in a play. You can do anything that you want. That shouldn't even take that long. And those times that you don't receive the ball are infinitely helped out by, let's say that we have 4 people on the team doing it and 1 person not doing it. That 1 person would be pressured to do it. Let's imagine we have 3 people passing the ball and 2 people doing it. Well, now it's less. But right now we have 5 people not doing it and 1 person going, okay, I'll try. But the 4 people are not helping him out. All we need are 3 or 4 people at the same time to enjoy this concept. But the hard part is this. It's hard to swing the ball. It's hard to hold the ball and swing it. It's easier to just jack up a shot. It's easier to just drive. It's easier to just throw a bad pass and throw the ball away. That's the hard part, is that you guys can't do it. And I want you guys practicing that. So it's not just patience. It's about learning how to pass the ball and swing it normally. But that's so hard because you guys can't play basketball yet. You guys only know how to jack stuff up and throw bad shots and throw all the ball away and drive for no reason. So we have to slow everything down. And once you slow everything down, you can understand what 3 for 5 means. That means you don't ever have to pass 1 time if you know exactly when to drive, or exactly when to shoot. You can have a game where you're wide open the entire time and jack up every single time that you touch it, never pass the entire time, as long as you can shoot 60%. And if you're a center, well, that makes a lot of sense. So again, I'm not asking you to overpass. I'm just saying to take the best possible shots. And the shots that you guys are taking right now probably are yielding like a 10% field goal percentage. You're missing everything, probably more than that. So if you guys pass the ball around, the defense doesn't want to play defense. If you guys are patient, the defense will eventually just either break down or they'll let you score. You're going to get easier and easier shots and then a better chance to reach that 60% plateau. All right, so that's the goal. And let's check out this non-goal next for our highlight of the day. Highlight of the day. Get it while you can because he may not play for that much longer this postseason. Okay, this is Ja Morant doing some Ja Morant stuff. Let's watch this real quick.
One and done for the Grizz. Look at Holmgren in the open floor, working against this man and Morant.
And that right there is the extra effort.
One and done for the Grizz. Look at Holmgren in the open floor, working against this man and Morant.
And that right there is the extra effort.
All right, so yeah, that's pretty amazing because this guy's 7'4", and Ja Morant like touched his head on the rim to block that shot. I mean, it's pretty amazing that Chet Holmgren can go full court like that, but yeah, no. And let's look at his timing too. It's like when he jumps. Yeah, they got beat, but man, like Ja Morant, look at his strides. Look how he jumps. That dude could easily be a high jumper. Like, that's crazy. Zach Edey ain't small either. Those guys are huge right there. Zach Edey was nowhere near blocking that. Ja Morant's like, I can jump over both y'all, man. Zach Edey's what, 7'5", Chet Holmgren's 7'3". Ja Morant's 9 feet tall when he jumps. That's crazy. Oh my God. I'll watch it one more time for the heck of it. Why are you laying it up anyways, dude? That's left-hand block. Dang. All right, trivia question. Trivia question. If you saw it, you saw it, but who cares? All right. Jace, killing. Doesn't matter. All right. Let's watch the one for today. We got Trivia Bucks. Disappear, please. Who was the lowest 2011 draft pick to ever make an All-NBA team? Who was the lowest 2011 draft pick to ever make an All-NBA team? That means he was the lowest pick, which means he was not. That does not mean the lowest number. It's not like the first pick. It means like the last pick, or the second to last pick, or like the 20th pick. Okay? Lowest means like the worst. He made an All-NBA team. Who was this person? Who was the lowest 2011 from the 2011 draft? The lowest to ever draft. The lowest 2011 draft pick of that class. Who was the lowest of all the picks to make an All-NBA team? We'll answer the question right after the break. You guys look it up. Talk to you in seconds. Water break!
Don't they know about Mendoza, sewer, and water? That's better.
Will that thing ever play our new commercials? Jeez, that's the answer! Isaiah Thomas. And he was not the first pick of the NBA draft. He was not the second. Heck, he wasn't even the first pick of the second round. This dude was dead last. The 60th pick. That's not as low as the undrafted players to make it because there have been some undrafted players to make all NBA teams, but still. To be picked dead last, it's got to kind of extra hurt because when you're undrafted, it's like, I mean, you despair, but I guess the 60th is like at least like got picked. But he eventually averaged near 30 points a game when he was just handed the system in Boston. Then they just dispelled him when they got Kyrie Irving, but still. The lowest of the low draft picks. And this is in a year with Kawhi Leonard. All right, this is in a year, let me see who else is in this thing. Klay Thompson was in that year. Kyrie Irving was the first round pick. Jonas Valanciunas, Kemba Walker, Kawhi Leonard, did I say him? Nikola Vucevic, Jimmy Butler was selected 30th overall. Bojan Bogdanovic, and then Isaiah Thomas. That is amazing what he did, and at the height that he was at too. All right, everything he did. You guys should really like look up some videotape of how he played this game because he made the small stature really work. How tall is he? 5'9". 5'9". All right. What up, Mason Falkenberg? So we have a few players that are taller than 5'9". You get 5'9" in like 7th grade for like a normal heighted person. That's crazy. Isaiah Thomas did his thing. Congrats, Isaiah Thomas, and congrats to Jace for getting the question right. Let's go over to some conspiracy theories next. Okay, this one's big, I think. All right, so this guy right here is 7'7", but is he 7'7"? Because when they take your height, they do it with shoes on. All right, and this is the conspiracy theory, not this guy's height, but it's the conspiracy theory of like how tall is tall. We just got done talking about Isaiah Thomas. Is he 5'9" without shoes? 5'9" with shoes? And should you measure without shoes or with shoes? Well, you're playing in shoes. The basketball hoop is 10 feet tall. So, I mean, you test your vertical with shoes on. You test your vertical reach with shoes on. So, we should test our height with shoes on. But some people don't. And they do it to their favor. So, Kevin Durant will be like, oh, I'm only 6'8", because he didn't want to be made into a center, even though he's like 7 feet tall. And other people are like, oh, no, I'm like 6'9". It's like, no, you're 6'6". You just want to be a power forward. And people historically, like Charles Barkley, he's like 6'4", but he used as a power forward, so they put him at 6'6". But then Michael Jordan's 6'6". It was like, what? It was really weird. I don't even know how tall I am. I have no idea, with or without my. I don't know which one's which. I know that I say I'm 6'7", but I'm actually 6'6" and 5'8". But I don't know if that's with shoes or without. I have no idea, because no one knows. But this guy, they measured his height with shoes or without. Let's find out real quick, because his friend measures them straight in front of our face.
How tall? 7'7"?
I thought you were 7'9". You listed 7'9". All right. That's a 7'9" right there. 7'9".
7'9".
Like 7'9" with shoes. 7'7" without shoes.
Well, if you're 7'9", or 7'7", or even 7'5", I think you're tall enough, dude. Oh my God, I mean, is he going to Florida? I don't know what he's gonna be able to do, but he's not so bad. It's that Canadian French guy or whatever he is. Oh man, but these guys are living longer and longer. He does have a great number, 32. All right, how tall is the guy next to him? If that guy's 7'9", the guy next to him is at least 7'5" or something, right? Do the comments say? Who's the other guy? The dude next to him is 7'1". I knew it would be like that. Yeah. Yep. 7'1". The other guy's 7'1". So the guy measuring him is 7'1". That's insanity. But yeah, how do you guys measure yourself? I need to measure myself with and without shoes, so I can officially know the difference. Because I literally don't know how tall I am because of how basketball always tricks people. They just make up new numbers all the time, and it's the craziest thing. Just for like the sake of like putting numbers in a book so that people want to see you play more. Really, it's like the arm span should matter more than the height, because you're not blocking shots with your head. Like Dwight Howard is 6'10", but his arms span like 7'8". So he dunks on 7-footers really easily because his arms are longer. Think about if your arms are like 20 feet long, you wouldn't have to cross the 3-point line to dunk the ball, right? So you would block everyone's shot from a mile away. It's your arms that matter a lot more than your height. Your height matters somewhat, at least the height to your shoulders. All right, what if you have a small head? Does that really matter? It doesn't make sense. All right, but yeah, with or without shoes argument, that's always been a big conspiracy theory. And yeah, it's weird. Who's been posting on it? Oh, we're back to our original quote. You're all what you do, not what you say you'll do. All right, let's see who's been posting. Now, I think we had an issue posting with Phoenix, because he said he posted. I checked, it's not there. Then all of a sudden, on my updates, it said that he posted, and I was like, what? But I think it was like right when practice started, so I don't know if that counts. But I'm not sure what he's doing wrong. I'm gonna investigate right now. Okay, let me see this. So, if you're out there, man, and okay, so he's been posting something. So we got him right here. Let's just watch his homework real quick. We're gonna, because I might owe him an apology. So this is Taplin. This is Shorts. Okay, no, he hasn't posted. Oh, I think he's hiding his videos. So you have to set your video to be seen. Otherwise, we can't see you. All right? You only have one video on your page. Well, he's probably thinking, I'm too cool. Oh, I don't want people to see me struggle. I'm going to hide the video. You can't hide it. All right? It has to be visible. All right? I think that's what's going on. So let me remind him of that. And let's go to our last thing. We got a social thing real quick. And we're listening to, look how young Shaquille O'Neal looks. Yeah, he's setting it to private. He's setting it to private. You can't set those to private. Private makes you run, all right? But look how young Shaquille O'Neal looks right here. He even had an earring in. Oh, man. Let's see what he has. What he had to say. Is this current Shaq talking or past Shaq talking? I forgot. Let's watch it.
One thing I love about David Stern is he was real. So we go in his office one day, because I'm letting him know, Mr. Stern, next time somebody hack or Shaq me, I don't mind taking 15, 20 games. And he says, son, if we call every foul that was committed on you, the game will last 4 hours. And I thought about it, like, you're right. And he says, Shaq, you're over here complaining about fouling. I got 2018s complaining about you. And I thought about it, and I was like, I don't want to shoot 100 free throws anyway. And then I said to myself, okay, I'm not getting the calls. If I could withstand that and play through that, I'll be unstoppable. So I have to program myself not to really worry about it.
I gotta say this. Shaq survived getting hacked. He did not survive it well. So for all you kids out there who struggle at like getting frustrated, yeah. Just be at least as good as Shaq was. Shaq was getting hit, getting murdered. Because he's so big, the only thing that they could do was just foul him. And they start fouling him on purpose. They would foul him hard too. And as big as he was, he still has human skin. He was in pain. He's like, dude, stop hitting me, dude. That hurts. And he's like, I'm going to hit them back to the commissioner. The commissioner was like, nah, man, you can't. Because if you hit them back, then you can't play basketball. Then we can't make money off you. And you can't make money from us. We need you to just take it. And he's like, well, why can't you tell them to stop hitting me? He's like, because we can't do that. All right? We can't do that because then you would score 50, 60 points a game. And no one's going to like that. You would make less money. We would make less money. And I was like, what? And that's what I got to tell you guys sometimes. Like, I've taken some points away from Jace because I'm like, oh, you didn't do this. Oh, you didn't. It's like, dude, sometimes you just gotta just go. You gotta be screwed over sometimes. All right. We got Adrian. He can't get to practice on time, and he loses the half a point every single time. But he's still in the top 3. He could easily be like, well, then I don't want to come, and we should just like lie. But no. All right. If you're getting screwed over, it's probably for a reason. And if it's not for a reason, who cares? It's practice because life is gonna do that to you. Handle it. All right, and my mom always told me what every black mom always tells her black kid: you gotta try twice as hard to get half as much. And what that says is, shut up. Who cares? Yeah, the world's not fair. Who cares? Because if you worry about that, you're gonna be stopped. You're gonna be stopped in your tracks, going, "Oh, I'm not gonna move until the world's fair." Oh. Then you're never moving. You're never getting better. So, if you're not being hacked like Shaq, shut up. Because even Shaq took it. All right. Yeah, he threw a few balls at people, pushed someone over, threw a punch at a couple guys. I remember those. But overall, he took so much pain. All right, and he dished out the pain too. So yeah, man, we're not going through as much as Martin Luther King did. We're not going through as much as I don't know, some women that throughout history have. All right, we're just playing a game, and you got fouled a little bit. You got fouled a little bit, Noah. A little. Calm down, dude. Yeah, the rest were against you. Okay, win it. 8 on 5, 7 on 5, whatever. Just win anyways. All right. So I like what that is saying. And again, but Shaq was not perfect. All right, but he did do well. Let us do well. Our games are this weekend, but also at practice tonight. All right, live life to the fullest is our quote of the day. I will see you guys soon. Okay. Don't forget this quote. Don't forget to work hard. Don't forget to bring your A game today when we play Open Gym. All right. Talk to y'all later, man. Reese's Pieces, everybody.